Give me a second to find the video. I haven't been live since last week, so I have a lot of news to cover in the next 2 days. If you're going to be wanting a card, go ahead and drop your name now. I'm going to be giving away a Starseed activation off of this video. I have one more activation to be giving away off of the last video. I haven't announced it yet, so I'll be announcing them either tomorrow or the next day so I can do them all at once. So go ahead and share this video. Give me 1 sec, I'm going to be starting the news. My phone's been kind of slow. With this energy, I did like a little quick video yesterday, but it got cut off, so I basically lost the whole video. But everyone should be really focusing on your third eye this week. It's just kind of how the energy is. Alright, I think I'm gonna not share it because my phone's being really slow right now. So if you guys could share it, that would be really good. I tried to put it in a couple groups, but my phone's kind of acting up. I just have one more. Alright, awesome. So we have a lot of news to cover. I just took a little bit of a break. I'm always getting upgraded, you know, when the rest of the twin flames are, so we just went through kind of an upgrade. So I'm just getting back. But we have the romaine E. coli lettuce is back in the news. This has now become somewhat of an international crisis. The outbreak has now spread to Canada. There are now 60 cases in Canada and cases in the U.S. in 13 states, including New York, California, and Ohio. The Center for Disease Control is warning people not to eat romaine lettuce. Every state in this country right now has a flu outbreak going on right now. We have emergency rooms in 48 states reporting widespread flu activity. Basically, all the hospitals in this country are full right now, and we're having some type of epidemic. It doesn't surprise me with these deadly vaccines going around. It seems like a lot more people are getting vaccinated with all of this fear-mongering, so we're really seeing it play out. Just to let you guys know, our household already had the flu this year, probably twice. And, you know, my twin flame is just getting over a cough, and, you know, he took some natural stuff and he's fine. Now, if he would have gotten this vaccine, it would have had lifelong effects, where you might have a couple day effect from having the flu. You will have lifelong effects. So we're really seeing this kind of play out now. We now have day 0. April 29th, 2018 is the day that Cape Town, South Africa, becomes the first major city in the world to run out of drinking water. The city's population is 3.75 million people that will be without any water. And let that sink in, because I keep telling people that water will be the new gold. The entire city's taps will be turned off on day 0. China had a massive harp storm, a blizzard that left 2.5 billion people without power. In Nepal, they just had, which was described as cold hell. Temperatures were negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit. We have heat waves in Australia. Temperatures hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit Sunday. It was almost the hottest day ever in Sydney. In Florida, we had a bizarre incident in Florida. They had an unusual winter weather which caused it to rain frozen iguanas. Temperatures in South Florida dipped under 40 degrees Fahrenheit, causing them to freeze and fall from trees. People were picking up the frozen lizards, and as they were thawing out, the lizards started to attack people. We have a NASA map that just came out showing drastic U.S. weather changes. As the U.S. deals with extreme weather around the country, new NASA images show dramatic changes in surface temperatures around the U.S. in the last 8 years. While the East Coast has been hit with a vicious snowstorm, California and its neighbors are dealing with some of the worst wildfires in recent history. These images are really scary. Half the world is basically burning down and the other half is freezing right now. A 19,000-pound Chinese space station satellite is now falling back down to Earth. It's expected to make impact with Earth sometime in March. Tiangong-1 was a space station that China lost control of 2 years ago, but we're now just hearing about this, even though it's been drifting through space uncontrolled. This story gets better, though. There are reports that there are fragments of this space station and they are carrying this toxic propellant known as hydrazine. There are lots of concerns about this toxic substance. This spacecraft is big enough that at least some pieces will survive the re-entry. So we have a satellite loaded with toxic chemicals that will hit this planet sometime in March. Go ahead and drop your name if you're going to want a card. So we have a satellite loaded with Let's see. Amelia Watson. Good morning. I didn't share this a lot of places. Hopefully Brittany's on here and she'll share it to like the Lightworker Live Feeds group for me or something. Amelia. You're working on your crown chakra. While there are a lot of foods that go along with the other chakras, the best thing for your crown chakra is actually fresh air or meditation. So while the other chakras really thrive on foods and things like that, it's really good that you're taking enough time to meditate and to spend enough time alone. There's just so much going on around us at any given time in the illusion, in the matrix. So right now it's a really good time to focus on yourself. A lot of people are like kind of lost in the illusion and what's going on. It's really a good time to just unplug and spend more time meditating and recharging yourself. Louisa Jacobson, good morning. Solitude is in the air. I have to work a lot today, so I'll insert this in here. If you need me, the link is above to our site. I'm doing a buy a level, get a level special on all of our energy classes, including our Reiki and Blue Star Healing. But if I wasn't working today, it would be a really good time to unplug and spend more time alone meditating. This is actually the time during the month where we should all be recharging right now, because we have a new moon, I believe on the 18th. I haven't really looked too much into the future forecast, but probably around the 18th, and then things will pick up intensity. So we should be resting up right now. This is the best time of the month for dream work. So I've been really using this to tune in better during my sleep cycles. Gina Rodriguez. Right now is a good time to take on projects in your life. I wanted to insert this anyway. It's time to get organized. January is the perfect time of year because everyone has New Year's and then they feel motivated and they want to get organized. You're really successful in taking on new projects right now. A lot of people stick or get stuck in their situation because of fear and things like that. But really, I keep telling everyone now is really time for us all to get really creative right now. Sheila, let me get the date again. Yeah, it's concerning. I don't think the people that live in South Africa are aware of this because we actually have a lot of our soul group in that city, believe it or not. It sounds really crazy, but we really do. We have a lot of our group there. So it will be April 29th, 2018. This will be the first city to run out of water. This will be kind of a common occurrence. I keep on telling people that water and food will be like the new commodity. Basically, in a basic way, with these earth changes, it's making it harder and harder to grow food in a lot of places. So a lot of, like, all it takes in the United States is for a farmer to lose their crop 1 year and they lose their entire property most of the time with the way, our economics are set up here. So people are having a harder and harder time basically growing food. So food's going to become a new commodity. Alicia, hand it over to God. That's part of the journey, is surrender, especially in twin flame unions. It's such a big part of it, is surrender. And you really have to surrender to the universe at some point. If everyone could get to a point where they cared about the good of everyone over what they wanted, it would be an amazing place we'd live in. Irene Vaughn. Emotional loss. I don't think people realize how much baggage we brought with us into this life from our past lives and things that have happened. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the reasons why we don't remember our past lives is because some of them didn't go so good. We basically, in a basic kind of way, we would come here all the time with the same people and kind of take turns alternating scenarios until we can liberate ourselves. And so that's really where we're at. We might not remember these things, but they're affecting us energetically, and they're affecting how our lives are going this life as well. This is a really good time, because it is January and we're getting organized in our lives, to really think about your own soul contracts and think about if you're okay with them and if you want to renegotiate them now. Stella McDonald. We're moving on. My life is constantly crumbling. People do not realize, I just feel like it's always falling in around me, and that's okay. I'm letting it. I'm learning how to let it, and I'm learning how to let go of the old and just kind of go with the flow and embrace the new. But we are definitely moving on from anyone and anything not serving you, so you can do yourself a favor in your own life by doing an inventory and by helping get rid of these things instead of having the universe make us. It usually goes a lot more pleasant. Louisa Jacobson, amazing. I'll leave it open. Like, when I give away the activations, I announce them on the page, and I try to leave them open for like a good day. So if you are not catching me while I did it live, you can still share it. My goal is to get out a lot of activations and attunements. Louise. We should all be celebrating right now. We're always so hard on ourselves, and we're always seeking this place of perfection, but we're actually already there, and we need to change our perception. That's what it's all about. So you should be celebrating. Anyone that's finding my feed, I kind of stay to myself. I stay in my own little world, and usually people have to come find me. So just the fact that you're watching my feed and that you found me tells me amazing things about you. Trisha Louise. And this is why I love cards, because for me, I use them to connect to my higher self. It's just something I'm really into, but this is why I love them, because Trisha will tell you, she knows this is dead on. This is just what she's working on every time this life, her throat chakra. And we have to work on becoming balanced. While it is open, your throat chakra is always overbalanced. So what that can look like, sorry, I was trying to read your comment. What that can look like in a lot of people is that we will be offensive with our truth. We will share the truth, but it will offend people, or it will upset people. That's one sign of an overactive throat chakra. So keep working on your throat chakra. Sing more too. I've actually been singing too. Again, I've been back to singing. So sing more. Holly Lynn. We're working on a certain awareness this week. A lot of people will say, well, my third eye's open, my third eye's great, my third eye's open. But I'm going to keep continually trying to expand all of my chakras all the time. So I'm trying to draw a certain soul group back to me. People that have their third eyes open, or a good start with it, or can really see through the illusion. Keep working on your third eye. Connie from Australia, Connie from the heat wave. I'm on the other side. I saw this global map. I'm on the ice freeze side of the country over here. It's like the ice age over where I'm at. You're in the heat wave area, and then the other side of the country's on fire. You should see these maps. They look crazy. Have patience though. These fires, these events, these type of natural events are purging out lower frequencies. A lot of the places burning are government buildings, GMO food places, things like that. Places that have no place here anymore. Arcturian Starseed, you are an Aries, you are a warrior. I like to use astrology to categorize people because there are just certain traits that go with each sign. So I'm really into astrology and numerology, things like that. triumph and success. Anything you're doing right now, you're going to be so successful at. We have to go out there and make changes. A lot of people just think that manifesting is just kind of sitting around daydreaming. Well, I do that part of it too, but I do a lot of hard work to actually make things come into fruition. So go out there and make big changes. Nicole Ackerman. I think they should stop trying to blow up everything. I don't think they've lost it. They're not able to blow up the space station because they lost it. They're not sure where it is at all. Nicole, this is the universe telling you you're doing a really, really good job. Everyone is doing so amazing. I do these cards less about the cards, more about an energy exchange. So I try to take on any type of lower energies and kind of filtrate them. But you're doing a really good job. Shash Vasquez. Mental conflict. This is where a lot of people are at without even realizing our minds are so powerful, but they're also keeping us imprisoned here. And I personally, I am really good at understanding how the universe works, but I'm even still trying to unlimit my mind and get a grasp on what's going on there. Not so much on a conscious level because I've already mastered that, and I'm doing pretty good at keeping a grasp on my thoughts, but there's a lot going on a subconscious level that we can't access here. We have these veils in place for a reason to kind of keep up the illusion, but I'm really working on reprogramming myself subconsciously. Connie Merlino. Authority. I'm not a fan of authority. We've actually been tortured by these systems in many of our past lives. Burned, imprisoned, whatever. So I'm not really a fan of authority either because I'm an indigo starseed and I realize that we're all equal and that I don't need anyone to rule me or tell me what to do. I can kind of follow my own intuition and do that myself. But we're not going to dismantle these systems. It's not a government type of problem here. A lot of people think it's a political problem. And if they could get their candidate in, they could fix things or whatever. It's not that at all. So instead of trying to dismantle things in the reflection or in the illusion, we need to go within and we need to kind of find that place of eternal peace, and then everything will become peaceful that we're seeing. So spend more time meditating and less time on the illusion. Cheryl Grievers. Harmony. The goal is to come into peace, love, and harmony. And I know a lot of people feel they've done that, but it's much harder to do that with another person. But that is the goal, is to come into union with ourselves fully, with another person. Amanda Mamaser, good morning. Foundation Achievements. This is the Twin Flame card. I tell people that we're getting ready for spiritual unions. And how do you do that? Well, you become spiritual with yourself and all of your relationships will generally become more spiritual. That's how it worked for me. As I healed myself, it healed all of the relationships around me. So just keep on working on yourself. This is a beautiful Twin Flame card. I always say it's a spiritual union card. It's a really beautiful card. Work on your root chakra as well. Lisbeth McCauley. Wisdom. You're here for wisdom and knowledge, but not from me. You're going to attain that by activating your DNA. If anyone's interested, we do DNA activations, we do DNA repair, all sorts of things like that. So all of the wisdom that you need is not outside of yourself. You're not going to get it from me or anyone else. You're going to get it by activating yourself to your fullest potential. I'm sorry, my comments are skipping everywhere, so I'm just kind of doing them random. Let's see. Tara Gillette. You're working on your sacral. How appropriate, because I think all of humanity is, just because of what's going on at play here. We're really siphoned energetically. And this chakra houses a lot of our creative energy and our sexual energy. And what better place to feed off of than this chakra? So we really need to take back our power. We can't do both. We can't be powerful and the victim. So a lot of this has to do with stepping out of that victim mentality and becoming the hero of your story. Sarah Vendel. Material and spiritual prosperity. Literally, the more you work on your soul, the better things will shift and change in your life. So just keep on working on purifying your soul. I'm going through a spiritual purification process. And it's really amazing because I'm always talking about this. I'm really into prophecies, but some of my favorite prophecies would be native prophecies. I'm really into several of them, but I really resonate with the Hopi prophecy or prophecies, and they talk about a day of purification. And that day is already here. I don't know if people realize that we should be spiritually detoxing now. We've been through a hell of a ride, and we've seen a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of experiences, but we've also been deeply affected by these experiences. And we really need to detox. And a lot of people are doing that on a physical level. I've been on chlorella this time for about 6 months. I've been detoxing for about 2 years. So I've been on it about 6 months, but people do not realize that we store a lot of emotions and a lot of energetic baggage, and they usually get stored in our stomach or our intestines, things like that. So we really have a lot of purification to do on a spiritual and a physical level right now. Let's see. Tina Jorgensen. Sorry, I try to get to everyone, but if anyone needs me, because I think people get a little confused, I'm always available. It takes me a few days to get back to like PMs or messages on here, but I check our site all day long. So if anyone needs like a card and didn't get one, we do like 3 card readings for really cheap too. You guys should check it out. Tina, things are picking up intensity. My life is just like, I don't know, it seems like a whirlwind some days. So what's best for me and what works for me is I like to stay really grounded. So while things are kind of picking up intensity around me, facing my life from a place that's really grounded. So just work on staying more and more grounded, because everything's going to kind of come unraveled around you. Everything's really calm right now. We're on a nice calm in the storm again. But we know that, you know, like in a week, things will start to unravel again. Let's see. Emily Mason. Transformation. This is literally the most powerful transformation you're ever going to go through. A lot of people get hung up on the material and the physical, and they're not seeing the spiritual around us, and they're not understanding what we're actually here for. This is less about what I'll ever have here, and more about who I'm becoming and who I'm growing into becoming. And I'm basically becoming my higher self while I'm here and working really hard. The problem with a lot of these religions is they tell you to wait for this mythical place, this heaven, you know, this illusionary heaven. They tell you to wait. You're perfect as is. You're perfect. You'll go to heaven when you die. Just wait till you die. And they have you waiting for this place. And it's just so counterproductive, because we're supposed to be here working and changing. This is a school, and we should be using this place to evolve to our fullest potential. Brian Moreau. Karaoke Power Hour. That's what I want to do so bad. You're reading my mind. You're definitely telepathying me, because I was thinking that. Because I used to do karaoke a lot with my friends. I'm down. This is the battle between good and evil, but it's not like a biblical battle out there. It's more of a battle between yourself, and you have to learn how to balance these polarities. If you ever had any negative qualities, they were necessary to balance any positive attributes you have. Dixie Lee, you are a Capricorn. You are in your energy. That is amazing. You feel like my life has to stop at your age. I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm like ancient. Like, I know I look really young. I probably look younger than I am too, but I'm like an ancient soul, so I kind of sympathize with you. But with age comes wisdom, and I kind of look at you like a baby soul. No offense. Let go of fear. I have some of the most amazing people around me, and age is not anything, trust me. So let go of fear. Don't keep yourself trapped by limiting yourself with how old you are. Happy birthday. My sister's a Capricorn. It's the only element, it's the only sign I don't understand. So because of that, the universe keeps sending me tons of Capricorns now, because I definitely don't understand that sign. Like, I understand every other sign to a T. And my younger sister's a Capricorn, so you would think I would understand that sign, but I just don't. So now the universe keeps sending me like tons of Capricorns. So thank you for the sync. Samantha Mills. Destiny. I am a fan of creating my own destiny, and I understand I have soul contracts, and there's things I am limited by, and things I can and can't do, and whatever, but we live in a manifest reality. So any fate you already chose long before you came here. Josh Irvin, emotional withdrawal. This is what I'm about to do. Literally, this is like my goal in life. I like to unplug, meditate. It's got the sea salt, nature, unplug and recharge. We're always trying to help other people. And fortunately, the people that I'm drawing to me are usually really empathic, thank God. But that comes with its downfalls too. I'm trying to teach people that we have to take care of our own energy. That if I'm not taking care of myself first, that I wouldn't be able to heal people or help people. So if you're tired, take a break, rest. I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but I have a lot of like really good news for tomorrow. I'll be back with news and cards. Recharge, rest, spend more time meditating, and I'm here if you guys need me. You guys can still sign up for buy a level, get a level Reiki. You don't need a coupon or anything, just sign up for the level you need. Oh my god.